Thank you, Hugh. And before kick-off, we must talk about the protest, which has been orchestrated by a number of Sheffield Wednesday supporters, the 1867 group, and in terms of visibility, it has had real success. There are thousands of yellow posters which are being held aloft by Sheffield Wednesday supporters all around Hillsborough, indicating their displeasure about the way the club has been run. In the Kop away to our right-hand side, virtually everybody is holding up one of those yellow posters. They've come to support the team here tonight, but they've also come to make their feelings very clear about how the club has been run, Adrian.
Yeah, and they've got the right to do that, haven't they? It's been a tough season. Obviously, they were promoted last year, but they were promoted when things weren't quite right behind the scenes, and it's still not right behind the scenes. There's a big disconnect between the fan base here at Hillsborough and the current ownership. And yeah, look, it's a very effective protest. And look, they really are getting behind the side now. Great atmosphere ahead of kick-off.
Well, a number of supporters were saying before kick-off that they do feel conflicted. They want the team to win, but they also want the ownership to change. And that has been indicated here by what we've seen before kick-off. Plenty of noise inside Hillsborough, but also plenty of dissent towards the hierarchy as well. A reminder of the two teams once again. Wednesday, 4 changes from the 4-0 defeat at Huddersfield. Beadle in goal, Valentin, Famewu, Bernard and Johnson the back 4, Bannon and Diaby in midfield, Gassama and Poveda supporting Ugbo and Kadamatri in attack. The Birmingham team, Etheridge in goal, Laird, Bierlich, Long and Buchanan their back 4. It'll be Dozell, Sunic and James in midfield, with Dembele and Bakuna supporting Hogan in attack. Sheffield Wednesday, in their famous blue and white stripes, will be attacking the Leppings Lane end away to our left-hand side in the first half. Birmingham in their chain strip of orangey red shirts with black shorts and orange socks. And it's a big start to the footballing weekend on the TalkSport network here at Hillsborough. A key game in the relegation battle in the Championship. Sheffield Wednesday 8 points adrift in the bottom 3 against a Birmingham side hovering just above the danger zone, as Wednesday look to attack straight away, but our referee Andy Davis has given a free kick for a challenge on the far side, the Birmingham left.
Yeah, really looking forward to this game. I think Birmingham City come into it as narrow favourites. Terrific away support, by the way.
Over 2,000 here tonight.
Yeah, really big. I've been to a lot of games here at Hillsborough in recent years, and it's one of the bigger away followings I've seen. I think the city, the club, are very much behind Tony Mowbray. And from a tactical point of view, I do think that in midfield they might hold the edge tonight with Dozell and Sunic and then Jordan James. They're slightly going to outnumber, I think, Momo Diaby and Barry Bannon. Going with Ugbo off Kadamatri does create an overload, I think, for Birmingham in midfield, so it'll be interesting to see how that develops.
Neil Etheridge will take the free kick, which is wide on the far side, the Birmingham left, so any sort of missed kick here, he could be in trouble. But he gets good distance, a high diagonal ball up towards Hogan on the edge of the penalty area. It almost breaks to him as he falls to the turf, but it's cleared away on the far side by Bernard, and all the way out of play. It will be a throw-in for Birmingham City. The pitch here is one of the poorest I've seen in the Championship so far this season, mottled in many areas. It looks like it's had a very harsh winter in this part of South Yorkshire, and there are a number of empty blue seats all around the stadium as well, and maybe symptomatic of the current issues at the club. The big screen on the far side is turned off.
Oh, it is, isn't it? Yeah, that's the first time I've seen that happen. Yeah, the pitch doesn't look great, but look, the weather hasn't been great, has it, across the last couple of days? I'd imagine there'd have been snow here yesterday, a lot of rain since, so I think all things considered the pitch is okay, but it is muddier, significantly muddier than most grounds.
It is a damp, chilly evening here in South Yorkshire. There was lying snow on the ground as I came towards the stadium a few hours ago. Plenty of snow yesterday. As Bakuna looks to bring it forward now for Birmingham. Wide to this near side and the captain Sunic. And Laird down the right-hand side, finding Bakuna again. And Tony Mowbray will always encourage his teams to try and pass the ball and be constructive, but Sunic has gone through the back of Gassama on this near side, and it will be a free kick to Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah, he's a very attack-minded coach as well. You can see there as play was building up. Siriki Dembele is playing on the left here from the start tonight. Came right across to Julian as the second centre forward. Jordan James is the number 10. They get bodies forward under Tony Mowbray, and I think tonight they will pose questions for Sheffield Wednesday, who are fragile, aren't they, after those two heavy losses in the space of a week.
Hooked away by Sunic for Birmingham up towards the halfway line, but it was won well in the air initially by Momo Diaby, but Bakuna now has it for Birmingham, looking to engage two Sheffield Wednesday players. It was a combination of Bannon and Diaby who brought him down, and Barry Bannon, the captain, has been shown a very early yellow card with 3.5 minutes played here.
Oh, it feels harsh. It's a foul, of course it is, but first tackle of the game, first foul of the game really, and the referee has laid down a marker. You know, if that's what you're going to get booked for tonight from Andy Davis, then we might not see 11v11 come the final whistle.
Sunic now forward again towards Hogan, who's had so little football since the departure of John Eustace. Laird now with a cross into the penalty area, looking for Hogan, and it's headed behind by Diaby, and Birmingham will have the game's first corner with 4 minutes played here on the home of the EFL TalkSport 2, and it's goalless at Hillsborough.
Yeah, it's good play, isn't it, from the right back there, Ethan Laird. I think he makes such a difference to Birmingham City. He's ambitious, he's adventurous, and there he takes the left winger, Gassama, who really wants to get on the ball and hurt him the other way. He takes him on the outside, good cross, and the Blues win a corner.
And Dazelle will take it on this near side, and it's an in-swinger towards the near post. There's confusion inside the 6-yard area, and eventually it is stabbed behind from close range. Scott Hogan was challenging at the near post, but it was the player who came in behind him, Kevin Long, who almost turned the ball in.
Really close, wasn't it? Not convincing, that defending from Sheffield Wednesday. It's a good ball in, just a simple in-swinger towards the near post. They don't really deal with it properly, and Long sort of gets something on it, he scrambles it, he's on the floor, just rolls into the side netting, but yeah, that's a warning, I think, for Wednesday.
And it's gathered on the far side again by Birmingham, who have dominated possession in the opening 5 minutes, but Wednesday will try and play it forward now towards JD Gassama, who has been a bright spark in recent weeks, the former Paris Saint-Germain academy player. Etheridge tries to play it forward, but it's quickly cut out by Bannon on this near side. A good ball into the penalty area. Marvin Johnson with the cross in, which just loops up off Kevin Long and is gathered by Etheridge.
Wow, it's really good from Barry Bannon. Very bright play, but what is the keeper doing? That's really poor from Neil Etheridge.
And now James at the other end, a good ball forward to find Siriki Dembele. Pulled back towards Bakuna. Right foot shot from him is high over the top, and head in hands there for Janino Bakuna, because he really should have scored.
He's better than that. He really is. That's a driving run down the left-hand side from Jordan James. He's a powerful player, isn't he? I do like him. He's an athlete. Reminds me a little bit of Kiernan Dewsbury Hall, the way he travels with the ball at pace. He's got too much for Wednesday, and then he feeds it to Dembele, who cuts it back for Bakuna, and he goes for the side foot, which I think is probably the right choice, but he's leaning back as he makes contact with the ball. It was always rising and never really looked like threatening the Wednesday goal, but that was a swift, incisive attack, wasn't it, from Birmingham City?
Well, there were 15,000 leaflets given out by the 1867 group before kick-off outside Hillsborough, and I would think most of those were being held up before kick-off.
None in the pockets, no, none thrown away.
In League 2, it is Notts County 1, Gillingham 1. Another evening kick-off at Meadow Lane this evening. 20 minutes played there. Dan Crowley equalising for Notts County after Ollie Hawkins had given Gillingham the lead. And it will be a throw-in on the far side for Birmingham City here in the early stages at Hillsborough. 7 minutes played on TalkSport 2. 0-0. Birmingham, though, much the better side so far. They won 2-1 back in November. One of only 2 victories under Wayne Rooney during his 15 games in charge.
Yeah, they look the better side at the moment. Sheffield Wednesday have been pretty poor at home this season, haven't they? I think they lost 7 of their 15 home games, and after that rousing reception the fans gave the supporters, it's a little bit quiet now. They've had nothing to get excited about in terms of what they've produced.
Hogan now chasing a long ball forward from Bacuna, but Beadle, the 19-year-old on loan from Brighton, comes outside his penalty area to clear.
Yeah, good starting position from Beadle. Yeah, the ball was slightly overhit, but interesting they're looking to play those balls in behind for Scott Hogan. He's not the quickest, certainly not as mobile as Jay Stansfield, but there he looked to make that run in beyond.
Now Bacuna once again for Birmingham down the right-hand side, looks to cross in, but the ball goes beyond the near post and behind for a goal kick into a rather sparsely populated Kop here at Hillsborough this evening. The lowest crowd was in the previous home game, which was midweek against Watford, just over 22,000, and I would be surprised if there are more fans here tonight.
Yeah, I think it's going to be in contention to be the lowest, certainly in that Kop. It's the emptiest that it's been in a match that I've been to here for a while. Look, it's been a tough season for Sheffield Wednesday. They've not scored enough goals. You know, the last 4 games here at Hillsborough have taken 4 points from a possible 12. It's been tough. You know, they had a good patch, didn't they, under Danny Robb? But that memories of that have quickly faded.
They are the lowest scorers in the Championship so far this season, only 22 goals, and they failed to score in 15 games, and no one has done that.
That's a lot of games, a lot of blanks, isn't it? And really, when the ticket prices are so high as they are here at Hillsborough, do the supporters want to fork out, extortionate amounts of money to come and watch their team fire blanks? You know, I understand why some have stayed away.
They've sold over 10,000 season tickets for next season at the moment. It looks as though that will be in League One, but you never know with 16 games to play. As Johnson comes forward now, high cross towards the far post, and Etheridge comes and gathers at the second attempt.
Well, Johnson's return is a big lift, I think, for the Owls. He's a terrific player, very experienced, and he offers them good balance, height from set pieces, and he's got a good left foot, hasn't he? And we saw that there. He just puts it into an area, and he asks the question of Neil Etheridge, who has had quite a tough time at Birmingham City. I think it's a long time since the Birmingham fans were fully trusting Neil Etheridge. So, you know, it wasn't the best catch there as well. He got there at the second attempt.
10 minutes played, 0-0. You're listening to Sheffield Wednesday against Birmingham in the EFL Championship on TalkSport 2 with McDonald's. Order McDelivery on the McDonald's app and get tasty reward points. 18 plus, terms and conditions apply. Throw in for Wednesday on this near side in their blue and white stripes. What is becoming an increasingly cold evening here at Hillsborough.
There's just no tempo about the home team's play, is there? It just seems a little bit flat. Everyone's a little bit on tenterhooks. Players look edgy. I guess when you've been battered in the cup in that replay, when you...
I think more the point what happened in the Huddersfield game.
I mean, that's a horrible experience, isn't it? You know, they're in the game, looking at quite a valuable away point.
They were giving the ball away, trying to play out.
It was awful. It was the decision making was diabolical, and they crumbled under pressure, didn't they? And that will leave scars, no doubt about that. And I think the players look a little bit edgy in the opening exchanges here.
Now led on this near side, the Birmingham right, further forward to Bacuna, but it's cut out by Bannon, and it will be a throw-in to Birmingham. Sheffield Wednesday 8 points adrift. Their last league win against Hull on New Year's Day, and it's only 1 win in 9 overall, and they were 11 points away from safety when Danny Roll took over after their worst ever start to a season under Cisco Munoz. 3 points in 13 games. They got back to a 3-point gap on New Year's Day, but it's now got away from them again. Yeah,
they were real promising signs. The players seem to really enjoy working with Danny Roll, and I think he's a good coach, but confidence is low now.
James now with an excellent ball forward for Birmingham, looking for Dembele, but a really good covering challenge on the edge of the penalty area from Valentin, and all Birmingham will have is a throw-in on the far side. It's taken quickly by James, and now Dembele again, who can be a real box of tricks as he looks to wriggle his way towards the byline, and he's gone beyond a couple of challenges. The cross into the near post was spilled by Beadle and eventually hacked away by Diaby.
Well, that's brilliant, isn't it, from Dembele? Such a silky player, and the keeper really gets something on it, but It could have gone anywhere. He sort of scoops it into the middle of the 6-yard box. He's fortunate in a way that it lands at the feet of Famewo. But yeah, that was devilish left wing play from Dembele. I think might give Valentin a tough examination tonight.
Now Johnson, a ball down the line, looking for Bailey Cadamartri, who did score in the FA Cup against Coventry on Tuesday, unlike his dad, Danny, who never scored in 17 ties.
Yeah, the FA Cup's a funny one, isn't it? It seems to suit certain players. Certain players are lucky in that competition or unlucky.
Cadamartri does have 3 goals so far this season, still only 18 years of age, and it's tough to be leading the line in a struggling team in a division like the Championship.
It is, but I think he'll be enjoying himself. It's probably his opportunities come earlier than expected. He probably would have thought he's in the 21s for most of this campaign, but yeah, he's been trusted by the manager, and he's delivered. He's delivered more than some of the established strikers, hasn't he?
Now Laird coming forward for Birmingham, down the right. Bakuna providing the width. The cross driven towards the edge of the penalty area. It's cleared away by Valentin, but quickly won back. And an opportunity now, and the shot is beaten away by Beadle. It was fired in with some power by Buchanan. Then claims a handball inside the penalty area, but in the end, Sheffield Wednesday will clear. And now Bannon will try and orchestrate a counter-attack, but he's lost out to Sunic. Bannon again, though, who was a former Aston Villa man, will always have motivation against Birmingham City. Bannon wide to this near side, and Johnson.
Yeah, Birmingham fans haven't forgotten that he used to play for Villa either. A few boos flying around for Barry Bannon when he gets the ball. That was a good effort from Lee Buchanan. Strong left back, very popular with the Birmingham City fan base, and it's good that he's fit again.
14 minutes played, Sheffield Wednesday 0, Birmingham 0, here on TalkSport 2, the home of the EFL, as Wednesday look to come forward again now. Deep inside the penalty area, the low cross is pulled back, and it's turned in, and Sheffield Wednesday have the lead. Ike Ugbo from close range, and that's a goal which could really lift the mood all around Hillsborough. The team falling away at the bottom of the Championship suddenly have a lift, and it's Sheffield Wednesday 1, Birmingham 0.
And it's come from absolutely nowhere. Brilliant wing play. Paveda, I think it was, that wriggled his way to the byline. Superb twinkle toes, cuts it back, and Ugbo is there on the spot, 6 yards out to slot it home. Makes no mistake. It's the first piece of quality football we've seen from Sheffield Wednesday, but huge relief all around Hillsborough.
Ike Ugbo, who was on loan at Cardiff in the first half of the season, did score against Sheffield Wednesday. Now he's scored for them. And on a night when Sheffield Wednesday really must win, they do lead by a goal to 0. But Valentin worked that superbly on the far side with Famewo, and then Ugbo was there to finish things off.
Yeah, superb wing play, wasn't it? Lovely little dribble and cut back. I have to say that Birmingham's defending was a little bit static. They'll be looking at it and thinking, well, we've got to do better than that. But yeah, it was good play. Excellent play down that right-hand side, and Ugbo with a smart finish.
And Birmingham have only come from behind to win twice in their last 59 games, and the last time that happened, it was against Sheffield Wednesday at St Andrews in November. But Wednesday have the bit between their teeth, and Cadamartri is in pursuit of a long ball forward. Long goes all the way back towards Etheridge, and they'll be able to clear.
Yeah, the mood has changed. All of a sudden there's a bit more energy about Sheffield Wednesday. Look at the press. Everybody's got a little bit more spring in their step. They want the ball all of a sudden. It's amazing what a goal can do to change the mood. Ugbo often operating on the right hand side, Paveda coming into the 10 role.
But here is Bakuna coming forward now at the other end, finding Laird. It's pulled back into the penalty area. The first shot from James was blocked, and the second one was deflected over the top for a corner.
Wow, they don't look comfortable at all. Sheffield Wednesday in the left back area. Marvin Johnson's been out a while, looks a bit rusty. He's not getting a lot of protection from Gassama, and Laird and Bakuna between them are leading them a merry dance, really. It's too easy to create those 2v1s. And Jordan James, not for the first time, gets his shot away. It's deflected behind for a corner.
Another corner here for Birmingham, which Andre Giselle will take. High towards the edge of the 6-yard area. Flicked away initially by Bernard, who will chase his own clearance outside the penalty area, and in the end it's won back by a combination of Buchanan and James. It was Ian Poveda who provided the cross. His full debut, the player on loan from Leeds, of course has a reputation as a tricky winger, and we saw why there.
Yeah, we did, yeah. I thought it was Poveda, and he's never really settled anywhere on loan. He's gone to various places and featured in fits and spurts, and it's been the same here, but got his chance tonight. Big pressure match for him, and he started it excellently. I was just praising Lee Buchanan, but he led the left back a merry dance. That was a lovely piece of footwork and a great decision as well to cut it back so neatly for Ugbo.
Now it's been given away though on the far side by Valentin, and James can burst into the penalty area down the left, and he's done well to go all the way through. Appeals for a penalty as he goes down. One or two quizzical looks from the Birmingham players towards Andy Davis, but no penalty given.
I don't think it was a penalty, but it's another example of the athleticism of Jordan James. He's a big, tall player, and when he runs with the ball, he runs very quickly.
Diaby does well to receive the ball in a confined space on the edge of the penalty area. He finds Bannon, and it's quickly on to Johnson on this near side. He turns in field beyond Laird, but Bacuna comes back to help his fullback out, and then Johnson with a challenge on Laird, who goes down dramatically, but no free kick given by the referee, and it will be a throw to Sheffield Wednesday, leading by a goal to nil here on this near side. Barry Bannon clips it over the top. Cadamartri running the channels down the left, looking to hold off the challenge on the edge of the penalty area of Bierlich, and he's done well. Now Gassama, Poveda again looking to take his man on and go beyond him, but he's lost out this time, and Sunic will bring the ball clear for Birmingham. Now Bacuna finding James, who tries to work it further wide towards Dembele, but gets it all wrong, and it will be a throw into Sheffield Wednesday on this near side.
Yeah, Poveda's positioning is causing Birmingham problems. He's often playing as a second centre forward, with Ugbo moving to the right wing, which is something you wouldn't necessarily have expected, with Ugbo a striker and Poveda more of a winger. So tactically, Danny Rolls come up with something a little bit different tonight.
Well, now a free kick has been given to Birmingham City for a challenge on the halfway line on Juninho Bacuna from Marvin Johnson, who himself is only just back from injury, and it will be a free kick. 20 minutes played here. Sheffield Wednesday 1, Birmingham City 0 on TalkSport 2, the home of the EFL, at the start of another very busy weekend of football. Game day live on TalkSport tomorrow from 11 o'clock, live from the Etihad Stadium, with Reshman Chowdhury, Sam Matterface and Stuart Pearce. Manchester City against Everton is our commentary game at 12:30 on TalkSport 2. Big game in the Championship, Ipswich against West Brom, with Joe Shannon and Alvin Martin, as Sheffield Wednesday get a free kick on this near side for a challenge by Ivan Sunic. Game day live with Adrian Durham. We'll have all the goals as they go in from 2:30 on TalkSport, and here we will have our exclusive Premier League commentary, good one as well. Spurs against Brighton at 3 with Ian Danter and Perry Groves. And more action from the Championship Sunday at noon. It is Coventry against Millwall.
Plenty going on. That Spurs-Brighton game should be good.
Yeah, absolutely.
It feels like a guarantee of goals. I did think tonight we'd see goals, and it has been pretty open. I mean, Birmingham have carried a threat. I know that they're behind here, but they've been really assertive. I don't think Tony Mowbray will be too unhappy with how they've performed. It's just the final ball, the final shot that's been lacking, but they're very much making things happen, testing this Sheffield Wednesday rearguard. It remains really the only excellent piece of football from Wednesday has resulted in a goal for them.
In League 2, it's now Notts County 1, Gillingham 2. Max Clark has given the Gills the lead at Meadow Lane. And Birmingham have really lived off their home form so far this season. 21 of their 32 points have come at St Andrews. Only 3 away victories and 14 goals in 15 games, as Dembele comes forward on the far side. And he's quickly challenged by the runner Valentine, but he manages to find James, and it's clipped forward by Dazelle. Dembele again on the edge of the penalty area, coming in field onto his right foot. He was clipped on a couple of occasions, but keeps his footing. Now Bakuna in the central area, wide towards Laird on the right, back towards Bakuna again. Square of him is Andre Dazelle, who is on loan from Queen's Park Rangers. And then Buchanan will try and hit the byline. Good cross into the penalty area, over the head of Hogan, but it's cleared away as far as Dembele. And now the cross driven in by Laird, but it pings off Johnson behind for a corner.
Right, they're putting them under a lot of pressure, Birmingham City. It's good play, it's patient play, not rushing in putting the ball into the box. They're going from side to side. It's excellent wing play from Lee Buchanan. Drove past his man, and it was an excellent cross. Half cleared. And from the resulting shot, they have themselves another corner. And Dazelle's deliveries, left-footed, have been pretty tidy so far.
Problem for Birmingham is that when they do cross the ball, then often Hogan is the only player there. Dazelle with the corner high into the penalty area. Beadle, the goalkeeper, just slips as he tries to approach it. Now Bielik flicks it wide to this near side. Dazelle with the shot, and it's kept out comfortably by Beadle.
Lovely flick, wasn't it, from Christian Bielik? Just knocks it from one foot to the other, little back heel to Dazelle, and we know he's got a good left foot, but he's a bit too safe, I think, with the finish. He goes for the side foot curler, and it's easy really for Beadle to just throw his cap on it. So that's another half chance for Birmingham City that is wasted.
Now Poveda looking to spin away from the challenge of Bielik, but Bielik does well to hold him off, and eventually Poveda brings him down. And despite the frustration of Danny Rawle in front of us, it will be a free kick to Birmingham.
Well, it's good from both of them, isn't it? Poveda does a little Cruyff turn, it's superb, but Bielik stands his ground. He's really strong, the pole, and yeah, he wins that free kick. He wasn't centre-half when he first turned up at Arsenal. It sort of transformed him into more of a defensive midfielder, but interesting to see that one of Mowbray's first decisions is to bring him back into the back four, which was really struggling, Nigel. They were all over the place under Wayne Rooney.
Given away now by Diaby, straight to James on the far side, but the Welsh international unable to control as he tries to bring the ball forward, and Wednesday have it back. And here is Ballon, their captain again, does well to pirouette and find Johnson in space down the left-hand side. Wednesday moving forward again now. 5 blue and white shirts available on the edge of the penalty area, but Cadamartri's first touch just betrayed him, and it will be brought clear by Dazelle. His run though has been tracked by Diaby, so Dazelle goes back to Buchanan, and it will be cleared downfield on the far side by Dazelle again. Now Dembele just turning into Poveda, and Bannon can quickly bring it forward now for Sheffield Wednesday. On again towards the edge of the penalty area, and Cadamartri. Bannon wide to this near side, and Johnson, and Wednesday have played in fits and starts, but they are beginning to find their feet moving forward. But now Poveda just slips at the crucial moment. Clever touch now from Hogan to release Jordan James for Birmingham. On this near side there right, he will try and take on Johnson. He was just caught by Johnson, but Bakuna will continue the move up towards the edge of the penalty area. Sunic now fighting Dembele. Dembele checks onto his left foot twice, thinks about the right foot shot. In the end he's closed down by Diaby, and Ugbo will bring it clear.
Yeah, just couldn't make his mind up there, could he, on the edge of the box? Ricky Dembele, very, very dangerous. But they're having a few issues with the pitch, Birmingham City, playing all the football, but having to take that extra touch, and
it is heavy, isn't it?
I think it's playing into Sheffield Wednesday's hands, because they've got so many good technicians, but they can't move the ball as quickly as they want to, because the surface is pretty treacherous.
Now Sunic plays it wide to the far side. Birmingham rather narrow with 26 minutes played here on TalkSport 2. Sheffield Wednesday leading by a goal to nil in a match they really have to win to remain in touch with those above them in the championship table. Of course, Queen's Park Rangers have shown signs of life in recent weeks after a difficult spell. Stoke go to Blackburn tomorrow. John Eustace will be having a watching brief, the new Blackburn manager, before he faces his old club Birmingham next Tuesday. Rotherham, the bottom side, who do look to be well adrift at the moment, they go to Leeds, which will be a tough one. Queen's Park Rangers at home to Norwich, which looks to be maybe a winnable game for them.
Yeah, I saw Rotherham last weekend against Southampton, and yeah, it was tough for them. It was pretty chastening. I can't see any way back for Rotherham. They just don't seem to have enough to really compete or thrive at this level. I think Liam Richardson's side will go down this season. You still say Sheffield Wednesday are favourites alongside them, but
well, it was such a key game last week, and we welcome listeners from Talk Sport to Hillsborough, where Sheffield Wednesday lead Birmingham City by a 1-0. Wednesday beginning this game 8 points adrift in the relegation zone, but Ian Pervader on his full debut on loan from Leeds with some tricky wing play down the right hand side, and his cross was swept home by Ike Ugbo. But Adrian Clark, Birmingham have dominated possession, but at the moment no cutting edge.
It's been all Birmingham City. They've been really assertive. They've created a number of half chances. They've asked all sorts of questions of Sheffield Wednesday, but their quality in and around the box has been lacking. Sheffield Wednesday been on the back foot, but they've had one effort, one quality piece of football with Pervader getting to the byline, cutting it back for Ugbo, and they find themselves in the lead, and the atmosphere, which was quite quiet early on, is decent now.
And there was a protest from Sheffield Wednesday fans before the game against the club's ownership, but they are right behind their team at the moment as Gassama comes forward now, looks for Ugbo, left-hand side of the penalty area. It's overhit and it's gone behind for a goal kick. 29 minutes play, commentary continues on TalkSport 2. It is Sheffield Wednesday 1, Birmingham City 0. And Etheridge will take the goal kick. And one of the reasons that Christian Bielik may have been moved into the back four by Tony Mowbray is he does have that ability on the ball that Tony Mowbray always likes in his central defenders.
Definitely, yeah, no doubt about that. He wants an elegant centre half, so he's comfortable passing out from the back, and Bielik is very much that. I think it's a really smart move because it was a problem position prior to that decision.
Now Dembele finding Bakuna for Birmingham in the central area, midway inside the Sheffield Wednesday half. Bakuna's shot is blocked though on the edge of the box by Bernard, but it's quickly won back by James, who rather fishes the ball into the feet of Dembele, but is good enough to control and now looks to work a 1-2 on the edge of the penalty area with Bakuna. His shot though was deflected and it bobbles up gently into the arms of James Beadle.
It's just no space, is there, for a player like Dembele? He looks so comfortable on the ball, he's looking to make things happen, but then when it comes to firing the shot away, there always seem to be two or three blue and white striped shirts blocking the path, and that passage of play really summed up what we've seen in this first period. Birmingham pressing and pressing and pressing, they can't find a way through.
And now a shot from the edge of the penalty area from Johnson is blocked for Sheffield Wednesday, and Kevin Long has gone down and stayed down after executing that block, and there will be some treatment for the Republic of Ireland international, a player who was frozen out under Wayne Rooney, looked to be on his way from St Andrews, but a managerial change has been to his benefit.
Yeah, I mean, fate can sort of help or hinder players, can't it? It certainly helped him. He was never going to get a game under Wayne Rooney. For whatever reason, he didn't take a shine to him. He was playing Sanderson alongside Iwu, and Iwu was really struggling at that time, but Long couldn't get a look in. Bielik was in midfield. You can say the same about Scott Hogan. Scott Hogan was absolutely out of the picture. I think I'm right in saying that in the last 3 matches of Wayne Rooney's reign, he didn't even make the matchday squad, Scott Hogan, yet here he is starting in place of Jay Stansfield. Sometimes, you know, a decision that's taken at boardroom level can really transform a player's season.
Well, Tony Mowbray has beaten Birmingham this season 3-1 back in November, which was his last victory as Sunderland manager, and also enjoyed a 3-0 victory here when he was in charge at Sunderland back in the early weeks of the season. But a different story so far here tonight.
Different, yeah, but I wouldn't put it beyond Birmingham to come back here. So to make a breakthrough and get the equaliser, you'd fancy them to go on and win the game based on what we've seen so far. You know, looking at the numbers, you know, they've had 65% of the possession, 6 shots to Sheffield Wednesday's 2. I'll hazard a guess that a few extra efforts have been blocked as well. So it's not been poor from Birmingham. It's all about the final decision in and around the box. That's what they need to improve on here.
And that goal scored by Ike Ogbo was only the third for Sheffield Wednesday this season from a cross. So Ian Pervader's arrival showing its value there.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good stat, isn't it? That's amazing, really. You'd think a lot more goals than that would be scored from crosses.
Here is Bacuna now for Birmingham. They've only scored 2 from crosses, and now Bacuna won't produce a cross this time because he's penalised for a challenge on Johnson.
Yeah. Again, that surprised me because they've got good wing backs. You know, like they've missed too much of this season. I do think if Laird and Buchanan had been available for more games this season, Birmingham City would be closer to mid-table than where they are now. So yeah, Tony Mowbray's sort of been lucky in that regard, in that their return to fitness has coincided with his arrival.
Well, they were 6th when John Eustace was sacked, and they were 20th when Wayne Rooney was sacked 15 games later.
Yeah, well, didn't it?
Tells you all you need to know, but they're actually closer in terms of points to the relegation zone now than when Rooney was let go. But you just get the feeling that Birmingham just look a bit more solid and look a bit more purposeful.
Yeah, they were a bit erratic at that time when Rooney was sacked. It was a bit disorganised.
They were in shambles, weren't they?
Yeah, it was a mess. They're not a mess at the moment. They look a team that's united together, pretty well organised. I think they'll be fine.
Now Gassama coming forward for Wednesday down the left-hand side, twisting and turning into the penalty area. Almost loses his footing, but is quickly able to spring back to his feet and find Bannon. Bannon's got support from Johnson. Only 2 blue and white striped shirts inside the area, so Bannon goes short towards Diaby. Back towards Diaby again, it was in behind Laird, then spins away from Laird, not once but twice, and a third time, but he pulls it back and Sulic is able to make a crucial intervention.
That's good play, wasn't it? From Emma Diaby, and there again from Marvin Johnson. Now, that's a yellow card, isn't it? Based on what we saw with that first foul from Bannon.
Well, Sulic cleaned out Johnson there. We saw the earlier yellow card for Diaby, and you may be wondering why another one's not been flourished in the direction of the Birmingham captain.
Yeah, I think if Bannon's was a yellow, that certainly was, but there you go, inconsistency from a match official. Who'd have thought it? But it's a good position for Sheffield Wednesday. Barry Bannon, great technician, we know that. There's no point anyone else standing over it. Everybody knows that it's Bannon that's going to take this.
35 minutes played. Sheffield Wednesday leading by a goal to 0. And a set piece here in a very good area. Bannon floats it high to the far post. Etheridge comes and claims. And that's good goalkeeping from the Birmingham number 1.
Yeah, very decisive. Needed to be as well. Again, he didn't take it totally cleanly. It comes out of his hands, he drops it and then gets it at the second attempt. But you've got to credit him for being nice and positive with his decision making.
Gazelle plays it wide to the far side, and it's quickly forward to Bacuna, trying his luck down the left, but he's closed down by Deshaun Bernard, the Jamaican international. It will be a throw-in, taken quickly in towards Gazelle, and wide towards Bacuna again. James in support. Only Hogan waiting inside the penalty area, and that's been a perennial problem for Birmingham so far. Dembele now in towards Hogan, and he almost found it, but Bernard with a crucial intervention for Sheffield Wednesday. Now Diaby inside his own penalty area, quickly closed down. The clearance from Valentin was blocked by James, but he's able to recover and hammer the rebound long downfield.
Didn't Bernard do well? That was a great interception, because Dembele had slid a pass in for Scott Hogan. Scott Hogan has spun the centre half. He was looking to latch onto that inside the box, and it looked to me to be a great pass, but the long leg of Deshaun Bernard sort of intercepted it at the very last moment. Terrific defending.
9 minutes to play in the first half. Sheffield Wednesday leading by a goal to 0, a team with only 4 home victories in 15 games so far this season. James, though, down the left-hand side for Birmingham. And he's got support, and it's floated high into the penalty area, looking for Hogan from Gazelle. Cleared as far as Sunic. Sunic rather dabs it forward into the penalty area, and it's a comfortable clearance for Johnson. And the Birmingham fans who've travelled in their numbers away to our left-hand side have not had a huge amount to cheer recently in the game. Their team are behind, and it's just breaking down for them constantly on the edge of the penalty area.
Yeah, up until the box, they're absolutely superb, aren't they? Well, superb, but they're dominant. And they're knocking the ball around. They're getting all of their star players on the ball. Bakuna, Dembele, Jordan James. They've seen a lot of the ball, but they can't break this blue and white striped wall at the moment.
Now Bakuna plays an excellent ball wide down the left-hand side for Laird, who lunges. He's unable to keep the ball in play. The right sort of idea, but once again, not quite the right execution from Birmingham, and it will be a goal kick.
That was exactly what they need to do, though, wasn't it? It was Bakuna. He dissects the Wednesday rear, goes a great run from Ethan Laird, but the pace of the pass is too strong, and also Laird, I think, hesitates. He isn't sure if the pass is going to come, and because of those two factors, he can't quite make it. He can't quite kick the ball in. But I do think they've been really good down this right-hand side, Birmingham City.
Half-time in League 2. It is Notts County 1, Gillingham 2, as challenge from Kusama on this near side on Laird leads to a Birmingham free kick midway inside their own half. Birmingham started the game really well, but the goal from Ugbo has really rocked them back. But Hogan is on the move on this near side, but Johnson gets there first and plays it back towards Beadle, who spent the first half of the season on loan at Oxford in League 1. Now Wednesday try and play the ball out, but Famewu almost gave the ball away and rather got fortunate as Bannon looks to play in Poveda on this near side. And now Kusama challenging Laird, and Laird went down, grabbed hold of the ball, but I think knew he was going to get the free kick.
Yeah, I think Laird's winning that battle against Kusama. Yeah, just gets his body in the right spot there between the player and the ball to draw the foul. But yeah, Beadle, I mean, it's very unusual, isn't it, to see a 19-year-old so in demand. You know, Oxford, a good team in League 1, ambitions of promotion, placing their faith in him, and now Sheffield Wednesday, you know, trusting him to be their guy in some big games.
Poveda now plays it forward towards Kanamatri inside the penalty area. Support from Bannon down the right. Bannon now inside the box. Plays it out again towards Poveda. Poveda with that shuffling run, a couple of step overs beyond the challenge of Sulic. Left foot shot just wide. That would have been some goal for me in Poveda.
Sheffield Wednesday fans like what they see with Ian Poveda. He's a real entertainer. Dragbacks, little flicks, you know, he pulled out the full repertoire there, didn't he? Just danced around a couple of players, and then you wonder, can he curl it into the bottom corner? Well, wasn't a million miles away.
Now Bierlich on this near side, high up towards the halfway line, but Diaby rides the challenge of Bakuna, plays it back towards Beadle, who clears long downfield again. Sulic though wins his duel with his fellow captain Bannon, and now Laird looks to find Hogan, who has done plenty of running so far but has barely had a kick. But the clearance from Johnson is cut out by Sulic. He links up with James in the central area. Here is Bakuna now. Hogan makes the run into the penalty area, but he won't get that either. It's gone behind for a goal kick.
Oh, such frustration for Tony Mowbray. He's got his hands on his head. He hasn't stopped pacing. It's not the biggest technical area, so he's not doing that much mileage tonight. But he's not stopped moving, and just looked at him there. He had his head in his hands. So much good play between both boxes. But then that final pass, how many times has it been overhit, Nigel? How many times has a Sheffield Wednesday player blocked the shot or the pass?
Well, they've had 9 shots, Birmingham, but only 2 on target. Wednesday have had 4, and just the 1 on target, the goal for Mike Ayugba. Now Bakuna with a cross in, which Beadle fumbles. It was a miss kick there from Bakuna, but it almost skewed towards the near post, and Beadle had to readjust and gather at the second attempt.
Well, the home fans are getting very nervous because Beadle wants to pass it into midfield, into Mohamed Diaby, who's handled it okay, really. But for me, they're not passes I'd want as a central midfielder. You know, a square, you know, a vertical pass into my feet, we're back to goal. It's a bit hairy.
Johnson winning the duel with Laird on this near side, and he'll clear the ball away up to the halfway line. 2.5 minutes of normal time to play in the first half here on TalkSport 2. Sheffield Wednesday leading Birmingham by a goal to nil. Cadamartri working hard to win it back, and here is Poveda now in the central area. Ugbo makes the run ahead of him. Ugbo now inside the penalty area, right to the challenge of Bierlich and shoots just wide. Well, Ugbo convinced it took a deflection, but it really should have been 2-0 because he'd done the hard part, but he was unable to supply the finish.
That is a massive chance for Sheffield Wednesday. Ugbo should score. It's Andre Dazelle. Wants too much time on the ball. He's dawdling on it, gets caught, 2 players rob him, and from there it's a really good transition, and he's in the box, left-footed. He's only about 9 yards from goal. Wow, he's missed the target there.
Clear-cut chance for Ike Ugbo to add to the only goal he scored so far in the game. I think both managers will have things to improve at half-time. Danny Roll, in the situation Wednesday are in, will take any sort of victory, but they need to take care of the ball a bit better, particularly in the defensive third, and that was the problem for them at Huddersfield last week.
Yeah, he's got the philosophy, and we understand that, but the players have got to be better.
Philosophies don't cut much ice in the relegation zone, do they?
I don't. The players have got to execute the passes better.
Here is Ugbo now in space down the right-hand side. Poveda in field, but it's wide towards Valentine. The crossing, though, was poor, and it's claimed by Etheridge with Poveda looking to apply the finishing touch.
He's in, wasn't he? Poveda. Valentine has to do better. It's not a hard cross. It's a brilliant counter-attack. Ugbo to Valentine on the overlap. He's in a brilliant area. It's a square pass. It's 10 yards, and he's played it 3 or 4 yards ahead of Poveda into the goalkeeper's arms. That's not good at all from the right back. Yeah, look, as much as Birmingham have dominated, Wednesday are getting into more and more promising situations.
James there with a good reverse ball to find Buchanan down the Birmingham left, in towards Hogan, and it's wide. Well, he's been waiting for that sort of opportunity all evening, running across the near post, managing to jab the ball with the outside of his right boot, but like so many before him, he fails to hit the target.
It's trademark Hogan, isn't it? He does what every centre forward should do, and he makes a great run across his marker. It's a superb ball from the left from Buchanan, not the first one he's made so far this evening. Gets across his man, you think he's flicked that into the net. It's great contact on the ball, but it's obviously missed that near post. It's not on target from Hogan.
And we are into a minimum of 3 more minutes here in the first half at Hillsborough, where Sheffield Wednesday lead Birmingham City by a goal to nil. And if Birmingham lose this game, they will be looking over their shoulders. Tony Mowbray will believe it's early days, of course, but it would be back-to-back defeats following the late loss at West Brom last week. Laird now inside the penalty area, finding Bierlich, who will have to just check and try and play the ball away. Laird helping him out. Down the line looking for Bacuna, and then the header forward from Johnson is straight to Bacuna. Now James on the halfway line, but Birmingham players have tried to carry the ball on a difficult playing surface on maybe 1 or 2 occasions. They need to play the conditions a bit better. Johnson with a cross into the penalty area now for Wednesday down the left, and it's a simple claim for Etheridge.
Yeah, really easy claim there. Poor cross from Johnson. Mowbray and a lot of the Birmingham players were there saying, release it quickly. They were on there. They had a bit of a 4-3-3, 4 versus 3 Birmingham, but the keeper opted to delay it. Here's Jordan James. Has not really got a grips with him in that number 10 role. He's moved left, he's moved right, carried the ball well, but as of yet, he hasn't had that clean sight of goal.
Now Dembele down the left-hand side, checks in field again, right foot shot is deflected twice, and it's an outstanding save by Beadle. Goodness me, the 19-year-old really excelled there, because Dembele hit the shot, it was deflected one way then the other, and somehow Beadle readjusted to tip the ball over the top.
That's a stunner. It really is from Beadle. Very athletic, diving high to his left-hand side. It's his fingertips on the ball, double deflection. Again, it's Dembele looking to make something happen.
Right at the end of the first half, a corner kick here, which Gazelle will take into the near post. It's flicked on and just wide. It was Hogan again arriving at the near post to glance the ball on, and nobody reacted, and it's gone wide.
I can't believe that. It's a perfect corner, isn't it? It's that near post flick from Scott Hogan, and you think, is he going to nest in the far corner, or is someone going to be following it in around the far post? And neither happens. It just dribbles out for a goal kick, a real let-off for Sheffield Wednesday. What a save that was from the young goalkeeper, James Beadle.
He clears downfield, and that is half-time. And there was warm applause from many home spectators here, because Sheffield Wednesday lead by a 1-0. The goal on 15 minutes made by Ian Poveda. Excellent run into the penalty area down the right, and his low cross was swept in by Ike Ugbo. His first goal on loan from Troyes in France, scored against Sheffield Wednesday earlier this season for Cardiff, and he's now scored for them in a crucial relegation battle here at Hillsborough. Birmingham have made so much of the play. James Beadle with that outstanding save late in the half, but Tony Mowbray will be disappointed that possession has not really been turned into enough clear-cut chances. Half-time, Sheffield Wednesday 1, Birmingham City 0. Thank you, Hugh. We are just underway. Birmingham in their orange and black away kit, attacking their supporters in the Leppings Lane end away to our left-hand side. Sheffield Wednesday leading by a 1-0 in their blue and white stripes. Their team, Beadle in goal, Valentin, Fimewu, Bernard and Johnson the back four, Bannon and Diaby in midfield, Gassama, Ugbo, Kanamatri and Poveda in attack. The Birmingham team, Etheridge in goal, Laird, Bielik, Long and Buchanan the back four, Tuzel, Sunic and James in midfield, Dembele and Bakuna in support of Hogan. Birmingham had 12 shots in the first half, only 2 on target, and Tony Mowbray will be happy with so many facets of their game, Adrian Clark, but not the key one.
No, but the key one's all that matters, really. Yeah, I think he would have been a bit exasperated at the break, because between both boxes they were easily the better side, and it was their decision making in and around the 18-yard box and inside it that let them down.
Here is Poveda now, forward towards Ugbo. That was the link-up which produced the goal. Bannon in space down the left-hand side. The cross is deflected into the penalty area. Almost falls for Poveda. Ugbo on the turn. Brilliant save by Etheridge. Ugbo again. It's deflected and it will go wide. And it will be a goal kick in the end. But Ike Ugbo almost doubling his tally for Sheffield Wednesday. And a goal then, it would have been a long way back for Birmingham.
It would have been. Yeah, Kevin Long, I think it is, that makes a great block inside the 18-yard box. He's around the penalty spot when he makes the block. Ugbo's been a handful, hasn't he? Sort of unpredictable with his positioning. Out of possession, he's on the right, but he then joins in as a centre forward when they go forward, and that was Barry Bannon, wasn't it, in that sort of dual attack midfield role. Poveda to the right, Bannon to the left. Well, Bannon gets down the left and creates havoc on that occasion.
Now Gassama coming forward again into the penalty area down the left-hand side. The cross, though, is behind every single attacking player for Sheffield Wednesday, and it dribbles out of play on this near side on a damp, chilly night here, and it will be a throw-in for Birmingham City.
Not started well, have they, Birmingham? Half asleep at the start of this second half, and Tony Mowbray will be thinking changes. He's got Jay Stansford on the bench, he's got Miyoshi on the bench, he's got class match winners, players that can come on and make a difference. I don't think he'll mess around.
Here is James now for Birmingham, down the left-hand side, beyond the challenge initially of Bernard. It's pulled back towards Dembele. Lovely turn from him on the edge of the penalty area. He creates space for the shot wide on the left-hand side, and it's high over the top into those Birmingham fans.
It's a shocking shot, isn't it? It's so bad. But the footwork's great. The dribble, he doesn't really have to do a lot. It's a sort of shuffle past a defender. It's on his left foot. It opens up nicely. I wouldn't have minded that. A shot from there, left-footed on the angle, but he's blazed it well wide of that near post. It's poor from a player of his talent. He's such a gifted player, Dembele. Didn't work out for him at Bournemouth, but he's a big player for Tony Mowbray. 6
goals for him so far this season. Now James again, but he turns into Poveda, and it will be a throw-in. Poveda now a Colombian international. chose to move away from Leeds to become involved in an international break outside of the familiar windows, but chose to play for his country as Laird, high stepping on the far side for Birmingham, goes beyond the first challenge but not the second, and it will be a goal kick for Sheffield Wednesday as a mist begins to hang in the air here at Hillsborough.
Yeah, I hope this clears up from the drive home.
I was going to say, this doesn't bode well for the M1 in a couple of hours.
No, it doesn't. But on Paveda, Colombia International, there's a lot of glamorous qualifiers, aren't there, in South America? I mean, can't blame him, can you?
Now Valentin on this near side, but the retreating Dembele comes back to make the challenge, and he's got support from Gazelle. Plenty of evidence of the January transfer window on both teams tonight, mainly on loan. Now Bakuna does well to ride the challenge of Diaby, plays it wide to the far side and led on the Birmingham right, back towards Bakuna again, infield onto the left foot, and there was some distance and some velocity behind that, but it's over the top.
Yeah, left-footed, he drives, skips past a couple of players, and he has got an eye for the spectacular. I'm just giggling.
Somebody tried to switch on the big screen.
The big screen, which has been off all day, it's not lost on the supporters. It flickered into life, didn't it? And then I enjoyed that because there was an ooh, and then it went off. It
was like a computer screen when you dropped your PC down the stairs and all the lines are just wavy and you know it's not going to work.
Yeah. I don't know how many listeners had what was it, the Spectrum 48K, the ZX81 back in the day. You know, it's a little bit like
Thompson's
that.
To Catherine.
Oh, it's brilliant. Wonderful times.
Here is Paveda on this near side. Wide towards Ugbo, who cleverly allows the ball to run, and so there is space for Valentin to try and attack the penalty area. He comes infield inside the box, back towards Paveda, socks roll down on the edge of the penalty area, tries to work the 1-2, goes down, claiming he was body checked by Dembele, but Andy Davis, the referee, waves away the appeals.
I think he's right to wave it away. I think he's looking for it. It's outside the box anyway, as Birmingham spring an attack.
Paveda is still down as Laird comes forward now, crossing into the area, but it's beyond the run of Hogan, and it's claimed by Beadle.
He's staying down. He's determined to get treatment here. Fans have sort of forced the issue. I don't think he's injured. I don't. I think he's just a little bit winded, maybe, by the coming together. Yeah, he's absolutely fine. A little bit embarrassing there. He stayed down so long.
6 minutes into the second half here on TalkSport 2 at Hillsborough. Sheffield Wednesday 1, Birmingham City 0. Towards the bottom of the championship. As we were saying in the first half, Rotherham looked to be a lost cause at the moment. Sheffield Wednesday in real trouble. Queen's Park Rangers showing signs of life once again. They are the bottom three. As Wednesday come forward again now with Johnson, powerful run forward down the left. He's got support from Gassama. And here is Bannon. Johnson holding the width, so there is space in field for Gassama to try and attack the penalty area. A drag back and then a flick to find Bannon. And now Johnson with a crossing opportunity. High towards the far post. Ugbo waiting! And Ugbo rising to score! It's a second for Sheffield Wednesday, and that could be such a crucial goal in their relegation battle. All the doom and gloom beginning to lift around Hillsborough. A second for Ugbo, a second for Wednesday. It is Sheffield Wednesday 2, Birmingham City 0.
Ugbo cannot believe his luck. What a cross from Marvin Johnson. If there was any cross that Ugbo wants to attack, it's one that's dinked to the far post. It hangs in the air, and he has the run on Buchanan, and he times his jump brilliantly. He never looked like missing with that header 3 yards out, but it's all about the cross. It takes the keeper out of the play. It leaves Buchanan in a horrible situation underneath the ball, and there's nothing he can do. Ugbo smashes it in. And Sheffield Wednesday, wow, this is turning out to be a good night for them.
Well, they've scored 2 goals from crosses before tonight. They've scored 2 goals from crosses within the opening 52 minutes here, and that's only their second headed goal of the season.
amazing. Yeah, and you've got to say the manager's nailed it with Ugbo, playing in off the right, unpredictable with his positioning. It's about, he's playing on the right for that situation. Marvin, he would have said before kick-off, Marvin, get yourself down the left-hand side, hand crosses to the far stick for Ugbo, and he's done it. He scored from it, and of course he also joined in as the second centre-forward for that first goal too. So, yeah, Danny Rowell has nailed his tactics.
Double change straight away from Tony Mowbray. Jay Stansfield has come on to replace Scott Hogan as the centre-forward, and Paek Sun-ho, the South Korean, has replaced the captain, Ivan Sudic. And there is a South Korean journalist here tonight, so he'll be delighted.
Yeah, come a long way. But yeah, look, they think a lot of him, Paek. We've seen him on the international stage. He's a good player. It could be quite a coup.
Now Dazelle with a moment of enterprise for Birmingham with a burst forward towards the edge of the penalty area. Sheffield Wednesday tried to play the ball out, but then they've given the ball away. Here is James again, but it squirts away from him, and Kanamatri plays it wide towards Poveda. Quickly on towards Ugbo, now on a hat-trick now, but he's closed down on this near side by Buchanan, and he will shepherd the ball behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, Tony Mowbray didn't mess around, did he? As soon as the ball hit the back of the net, bang. Get stripped, the subs, and yeah, look, Paek I think is a player that belongs in the starting 11, and for me Jay Stansfield should have started. I mean, I don't really understand why he was on the bench. I don't know whether there's an injury issue there, but I think it has to go down as a slightly strange decision.
Stansfield quickly into the action on this near side, riding the challenge inside the area, back towards James. The shot though was blocked by Johnson on the edge of the 6-yard area, and I think that shot was going in.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's absolutely superb from Jay Stansfield. Skips past a couple of players, sets it back nicely.
Now James again finding Stansfield, but this time the low cross is cut out. Paek finding Dazelle. And Birmingham have dominated possession at times in the game, but with 57 minutes played they find themselves 2 goals down as Dazelle looks to drift the ball high into the area looking for Bakuna, and Wednesday will clear the ball away again.
Well, they've not sulked, Birmingham. They're right back at it, on the front foot. Give me the ball. Everyone wants it and wants to make an impact. So body language quite good, I'd say, from Birmingham City, even though they're staring at a really costly defeat here. And maybe it might not be warranted, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. They've not taken their chances, and now they find themselves with a mountain to climb.
Flicked on by Bannon towards Gassama, but it's covered by Paek. But Sheffield Wednesday quickly have it back. Diaby finding Johnson further down the line for Gassama. Bielik has been drawn out to the centre to make the challenge, but he will now retreat. And Sheffield Wednesday, you can see the confidence coursing through the veins of the players here, leading by 2-0. As Gassama now with a cross which was overhit, woefully overhit in the end, high and wide for a goal kick.
Yeah, they've got to be better than that. So at times tonight, you look at Wednesday and you think, well, they've got a real lack of quality and they're going to struggle to survive, but 2-0 up against a decent Birmingham team here, and they've been efficient, haven't they, in the way that they've taken their chances.
Well, they've not created too much, but they lead by 2-0, and in the situation they're in, that's all that matters. Here is Paek, good ball forward from the South Korean to find James, wide to Dembele down the left-hand side. Plenty of orange shirts moving forward here. Dembele comes in field, then wide to Buchanan down the left. High cross to the far post is over the head of Laird, and it will go out on the far side for a throw-in to Sheffield Wednesday, and Birmingham have just lacked that precision when it's really mattered.
Yeah, we've seen a great cross, haven't we, with Marvin Johnson just digging that ball out to the far stick for Ugbo, but the majority of crosses in this game from Birmingham have been pretty woeful. The surface isn't good. I do understand there's not much grass on the pitch at all, but I think they've let themselves down in the wide areas at times.
Kanamatri nods it down, but Sheffield Wednesday have quickly given the ball away. Paek finding Dazelle, and now back towards Paek again. And Gazelle's got the opportunity to pick out the run of Bakuna, but a solid challenge comes in from Diaby. And Ugbo, who scored both of the goals for Sheffield Wednesday, looks to pick out Bannon, curled in behind, looking for Calamatri, but it's guided back by Gazelle towards Etheridge.
It's not much of a sniff tonight, isn't it, Calamatri? It's been sort of on the periphery of the game. Lots of work rate, but not much joy. That's a good ball.
Now Stansfield chasing a high ball over the top for Birmingham, but Beadle does well to execute the star jump, and he does just enough to block the ball. The Stansfield look to play it beyond him.
Yeah, it's twice now. James Beadle has come off his line and thwarted a Birmingham City attack. That was a lovely ball. One thing I've noticed since Stansford's come on, whether it's to Jay Stansford or whether it's to Bakuna, who likes to make those runs, they're looking to chip balls over the top of what is quite a square Sheffield Wednesday rear guard. You know, they want to squeeze up, they want to press. So it's clearly a tactic, I think, from Tony Mowbray.
Does have 9 goals so far this season, Jay Stansfield. And you're listening to Sheffield Wednesday 2, Birmingham 0 in the EFL Championship on TalkSport 2 with McDonald's. Order McDelivery on the McDonald's app and get tasty reward points. 18 plus, terms and conditions apply. Now Poveda for Sheffield Wednesday, hurdling the challenge of Gazelle, but James manages to get to him and Poveda fouls him, and it will be a free kick for Birmingham. And there is a good deal of tension down around the technical areas as well, not necessarily directed to each other, but every decision is being contested by the two benches because they know what a big game this is.
Yes, it's a crossroads game, and Sheffield Wednesday need it big time. They need it more than Birmingham, let's be honest. I think as it stands that, you know, this potential victory takes them, you know, a lot closer, doesn't it, towards the likes of Huddersfield.
It gives them hope.
Queen's Park Rangers, yeah, exactly. Takes them within touch, not quite touching distance, but yeah, for Birmingham it means that they're in for a lot more stressful afternoons and evenings in the coming weeks. But I'm not seeing a team that's dejected. I'm seeing a team that thinks they can come back in this game, and based on what we've seen, and they're down there on the pitch, I think they're right to believe they can come back here.
Well, Huddersfield, who are currently one place above the relegation zone, they are at Southampton tomorrow. So on current form, taking out last week, Southampton would be favourites to win that game. So if Sheffield Wednesday can make the 3 points up that they lost last week, then they'll believe it's game on again.
Of course, yeah, exactly. That's why it's such a key clash. But yeah, Birmingham have got to be careful. Not they can't lose too many games, because then confidence will drop, and you know what happens when that occurs. So yeah, there's a fine balance, but I just don't think Birmingham are anywhere near the bottom, the worst 3 teams in the Championship. Got to watch out here, nice. There's
no paper aeroplanes being thrown now. The pamphlets which were handed out by the group protesting against the owners now are being used as paper aeroplanes, and a couple have whizzed just over our head from the back of the main stand here.
They're quite impressive paper aeroplanes. Yeah,
if that caught you on the back of the head, it's going to hurt.
Yeah.
There's a problem here for Momo Diaby, and he may have to come off, the Wednesday midfielder. Sheffield Wednesday have 2 tough away games coming up against Leicester. Well, you may write that one off, and then away to Millwall, but that's another team they could possibly bring closer towards them. Yeah. And Tony Mowbray faces 2 of his former clubs at home, Blackburn and Sunderland. And if you missed the news earlier on today, John Eustace is the new manager of Blackburn, the former Birmingham manager, and he'll face them on Tuesday after the departure of Yondal Thomason, as Will Vauxhall comes on to replace Momo Diaby at the heart of the Wednesday midfield.
Yeah, it's a shame for Diaby. I thought he's played pretty well. Not easy at times, because Jordan James is running off him, and he's had to cover an awful lot of ground. But it's a shame for him that his nights ended early. Will Vauxhall, very experienced player. And yeah, he'll have his hands full, because Bakuna and James either side of him will look to get in those pockets. Pake's impressed me since coming on. Very, very composed, the South Korean in possession.
Looks a Tony Mowbray type player. 18 minutes into the second half here on TalkSport 2 at Hillsborough. Sheffield Wednesday leading Birmingham by 2-0. IK Ugbo with both of them. Birmingham have created the lion's share of the opportunities, but Wednesday have made the most of what they've had. Now Pake with a good ball forward to find Laird, who does well to hook the ball back into the penalty area, but he was offside, and it will be a free kick for Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah, 2 more changes from Tony Mowbray. Miyoshi's going to come on here, good player, and Tyler Roberts as well.
Yeah, Miyoshi will replace Sariki Dembele, and Tyler Roberts, the former Leeds player, will also be coming on for Ethan Laird. So will they make a switch to 3 at the back?
Yeah, possibly. We'll have to see what happens from a tactical point of view. Laird, after a bright start to the game, his impact lessened.
It looks like 3 at the back, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. Well, they could.
Buchanan is tucked in, Bierlich to the right, Long in the middle, and it will be...
Kuna can play right wing back. Looks like Jordan James is going to come and play left wing back. And you got... I mean, Miyoshi's over on that right hand side. There's a lot of attacking players on the field now for Birmingham City, and that's absolutely understandable.
And Tyler Roberts making only his 7th appearance of the season. He was injured on the opening day. As we welcome listeners from TalkSport, with Sheffield Wednesday leading here by 2-0 as Tyler Roberts fires a shot in for Birmingham, and it's dragged wide. Ike Ugbo with both goals for the home side. The second one early in the second half, an excellent cross in from Marvin Johnson, and Ugbo rising at the far post to really power in the header. And Adrian Clark, this will be such an important victory for Sheffield Wednesday.
Absolutely huge. Yeah, confidence was at a low ebb ahead of tonight, and look, they've been largely outplayed for the bulk of the evening, but they've been incredibly efficient. When chances have come, they've taken them. Ugbo, 2 good goals, 2 fantastic assists. One from Paveda, a little jink to the byline and a cutback for Ugbo, and the second from Marvin Johnson was the perfect dink cross to the far stick, and Ugbo smashed the ball and the fullback into the back of the net. He wasn't going to miss from there, but I don't think this game is over yet, because Birmingham are showing real enterprise, and they've got so many attacking players on the field now. I think they believe they can pull this back.
Birmingham have made 4 changes since falling 2 goals behind, as Ugbo, now on a hat-trick, will chase a ball forward for Sheffield Wednesday. That's gone behind though, and we have played 21 minutes here at Hillsborough. Commentary continuing on TalkSport 2, where Sheffield Wednesday lead Birmingham City by 2-0. Paik has it again for Birmingham City, plays the ball across the penalty area to Bierlich, who's now playing in a wider area, and Gazelle will find Bakuna. And we have 2 very attack-minded wing-backs here, Bakuna on one side and James on the other, as Bakuna looks to carry the ball some distance down the right, but in the end he's closed down. Barry Bannon picks it up for Wednesday. He, though, has been robbed, and here was an opportunity for Stansfield, who tries to thread it forward to Bakuna. Maybe could have gone for goal himself, but in the end it's behind, and it will be a goal kick. Yeah,
sums up Birmingham City's night, doesn't it? Good position, and then the final execution, that pass, that shot, that cross. So often it's been over here or been the wrong choice. Yeah, real frustration for Birmingham City fans behind that goal to our left in Leppings Lane. Such a great turnout, over 2,000 of them, but they all stood up feeling, I think, pretty unsure how they feel about the game, because I think they'd have liked a lot of what they've seen, but ultimately they're fed up about the scoreline here.
Now Bakuna over the top, looking for Miyoshi, who is quick, and he bursts into the penalty area, but the challenge comes in from Johnson, shoulder to shoulder, and Johnson knew what he was doing, and the ball will go behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, high fives all round for Marvin Johnson there. Miyoshi he's lightning, and but he's not the strongest. I think he just used his body weight there to out-muscle him, even if he didn't quite have the speed. It's good solid defending, and that is... Time is slipping away, isn't it, for Birmingham City? So the sort of final quarter of the game. If they're going to snatch a point here, got to make something happen quick.
We're well into the final quarter, heading into the final 20 minutes now, with Sheffield Wednesday still leading by 2-0. Don't forget, coming up tomorrow on TalkSport 2, Ipswich against West Brom from the Championship at 12:30, with Joe Shannon and Alvin Martin, followed by Spurs against Brighton at 3 with Ian Dancer and Perry Groves, as the cross is driven in on the far side for Birmingham City from Tyler Roberts. It's blocked by Bernard, and it will be a Birmingham corner. Over on TalkSport tomorrow, game day with Reshman from 11 o'clock at the Etihad. And Sam Matterface and Stuart Pearce will bring in Manchester City against Everton, and game day live with Adrian Durham. All the goals as they go in from 2:30. Birmingham corner here. An in-swinger from Dazelle. High to the far post. Nodded back across the face of goal by Bierlich. It'll be cleared initially. Buchanan looks to keep the move alive. Now Bierlich again, but it's all the way back to Bakuna, who was the last man for Birmingham. He dinks it wide to this near side, and James. No real pace on the pass though, so James will have to bring the ball under control. Looks for Buchanan, and sliding in was Rorks to make the challenge, and it will be a throw-in for Birmingham.
Yeah, I think Danny Roll would be really happy with the organisation of his team. They've not been a shambles at any point in the game, have they? Like they were at Huddersfield and at Coventry. They've stuck together. They've been asked a lot of questions tonight. They've had to work seriously hard to keep Birmingham at bay. But yeah, they've stuck to their guns, and no one's let the side down.
Here is Peck inside the penalty area, right hand side. The cross is very deep. It'll come to Buchanan, who fires in the volley, and it ripples the side netting. And that was another opportunity for Birmingham, which came for nothing.
Yeah, it's good play down the right, and Buchanan gets himself into a perfect position at the far stick, sits up nicely, and I think he'll be really disappointed there. I've seen Buchanan for many years now. He's got a lovely left foot, and he slices across the ball as you'd want to in that situation, but way too much slice on it. It comes off the outside of his boot, hits the side netting. Go across the keeper there. It could easily fizz into that far corner. Another half chance goes a begging.
20 minutes to play. Sheffield Wednesday 2, Birmingham City 0 here on TalkSport 2, the home of the EFL. And Gillingham still lead 3-1 at Notts County in League 2, and Notts County beginning to fall away after a very good start to the season, and of course more recently the managerial change. And Wednesday are about to make a double change here, and Michael Smith will be one of the players coming on. In fact, it will be a triple change as he looks to freshen things up in the closing stages. Now Valentin on this near side for Sheffield Wednesday. Back towards Famewu. Ogbo, who is the hero so far for Wednesday. He's been caught late on this near side, and it will be a free kick. And it will also give Sheffield Wednesday the opportunity to maybe make the change. Michael Ahikwe is one of the other players who will be coming on, along with Anthony Masaba.
Yeah, they're having a right old meeting down there, the three of them. We're going to play on. There's a lot of instructions passed on to these three players. The clipboards are out, the folders, the flip charts.
There was some talk before the game that Danny Roll might go for three at the back, and I suppose if Ahikwe comes on, that will give them the opportunity to do that.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense, because Birmingham have gone so bold. Five up front really for them.
Now an excellent ball forward from Peck to find James down the left-hand side. He cuts infield onto his right foot. The right foot shot from him, though, snakes wide. It was a decent opportunity from the edge of the penalty area, but Beadle not tested.
You just feel it might not be their night, Birmingham City. So many half chances. That was a great pass from Peck. It's been great since coming on. Superb distribution, long and short. Switches it over the right back's head for Jordan James, who's such a good dribbler with the ball at his feet. Drives infield, and a player of his talent is more than capable of burying it from inside the D. He's looking to bend it right-footed into the far corner, and he just starts it off probably a yard too wide, and it doesn't come in enough, and the ball sails behind for a goal kick.
Well, three of the players who were dropped following the loss at Huddersfield will now be coming on. Michael Smith, of course, a player who was promoted 3 times to the Championship with Rotherham, but also relegated twice during their yo-yo spell with Paul Warne. Does have 3 goals this season, but none since October when he scored against Rotherham, as the mist begins to roll in again here at Hillsborough. But Sheffield Wednesday look to have blunted Birmingham sufficiently here?
They do, yeah. They've sort of, I wouldn't say they've ridden the storm. It's not been a sustained period of pressure, has it, from Mowbray's side?
They've been more comfortable in the second half, Sheffield Wednesday, haven't they?
Yeah, I think they have. Yeah, I think they've got better as the game's gone on. I think they've looked less rattled defensively. I think Danny Rowell will be really pleased. I think Mowbray will be disappointed because they had 12 shots by half time. If they match that in this second half, you're talking about 24, 25 shots in a game. You've got to get a few goals in there, haven't you? But they haven't mustered quite as many efforts. Certainly not as many.
18.
Yeah, it's not as many decent strikes.
2 on target. That's the key thing.
Yeah. The goalkeeper made a stunning save, and that was a big moment, wasn't it, in the game?
Just before half-time.
Yeah, Beadle, that deflected shot from Dembele, it sort of spun in the air, and I don't know how he saved it, really. It was magnificent.
Well, it might not be 3 at the back, because lucky for Maywood is coming off on this near side. Ian Poveda will also be replaced. I think there'll be a reshuffle here because the changes were given to the assistant before the injury for Maywood, and they may be looking to just turn things around here. Hikwe will certainly be coming on, but we're not quite sure who for.
Yeah. Well, I think he's going to go in centre half, isn't he? Smith's up top. Yeah, Poveda is milking the applause here. He's taking the gentlest of walks, getting a great reception. He's been good tonight, really exciting player to watch.
Yeah, Poveda gets a better hug from Danny Rowell, his manager. He's justified his inclusion. And Masaba will come on.
He's nozzled him into his chest. He's a big guy, isn't he, Danny Rowell? He's just sort of pulled him into his chest and had a long cuddle there, I'd say, with Poveda, who's earned his money tonight. It's been excellent.
Absolutely. And Masaba will play on the right. Smith will play up front along with Ugbo. Kadamachi was the other player who went off. And it's really getting quite gloomy out there now. That mist has suddenly come down again.
Yeah, I don't think really any danger.
Right by a river here. The river's at the back of the main stand, but it was very high earlier on today when we arrived at the ground. As Birmingham have a throw in here, and they need something to happen. Trailing by 2-0, but time is against them. With only 14 minutes to play, and the second half has really dribbled away for them.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, and I think that the timing of the Wednesday subs is clever because those 3 players, fresh legs, they've got that energy to go and close down and put pressure on the Birmingham players who have had so much of the ball without testing the goalkeeper anywhere near enough this evening. Yeah, this has been good from Sheffield Wednesday. Much better second half from them.
And after conceding 4 in their 2 most recent games, Danny Rowell will be very keen to have the clean sheet here. As Peake plays it infield to Roberts. Spins away from the challenge of Bannon, finds Peake again, 25 yards out, slipped through looking for Stansfield, but it's cut out by a Hikwe. And the ball played wide to the far side by a Hikwe, but the flag has gone up for offside.
Yeah, just got to concentrate now, Sheffield Wednesday. I think they will have built a lot of confidence up through the course of this contest so far. The longer it's gone on without Birmingham creating those gilt-edged opportunities, the better those defenders have started to feel about themselves. The memories of those collapses at Coventry and Huddersfield have faded, haven't they? And even though I think they've got it all to do to survive, this looks like turning out to be a good night for them.
Well, they've got it all to do in midweek when they go to Leicester. You can almost write that off, but then they go to Millwall next weekend. That's the sort of game they've got to win.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it is winnable, but Millwall away is you've got to graft in that game.
Now there's something rather unnecessary on this near side. Wilvorks just squaring up to Keshi Anderson, who has come on recently for Birmingham City, and it will just be a word from the referee. Andy Davis. It's been a pretty easy game for him to referee, in fairness.
It has, yeah. After that early yellow card, you thought, oh, blimey, we're going to see so many of them. But it hasn't been a dirty game, and both sets of players have played it in the right spirit. There's been a lack of quality at times, but what I have enjoyed is the attacking endeavour. Both teams have looked to get at one another every time they've had the ball. There's not been too many periods where you've had slow, sustained possession where you've just kept the ball. Both teams want to go and score goals.
As we tick towards the final 10 minutes here on TalkSport 2, Sheffield Wednesday leading Birmingham by 2-0. And if they're looking for some sort of turning point, this could be it in their season. Now Masaba in towards Gassama on the edge of the penalty area, but Birmingham will clear. But another high hanging cross in from Johnson, nodded back by Ugbo at the far post, but it's controlled by Anderson. Anderson came on for Andre Gazelle a few moments ago, and then Gazelle runs it out of play. The assistant on the near side gave a throw in to Sheffield Wednesday, but the referee gave a free kick to Birmingham.
It was a free kick. Yeah, I think the referee got that one right. Well, that's a good ball from James.
Now Stansfield will chase as Miyoshi tries to find him down the centre, but it's cleared away again by Beadle, who made one extraordinary save towards the end of the first half, and basically had a goal gone in then it could have been a very different second half, as there's a late challenge on the far side, and it will be a free kick for Sheffield Wednesday.
Maybe frustration. Is it Bakuna or Tyler Roberts? I think it might be. Just caught him late. Yeah, it feels like it's going to be one of those nights for Birmingham City and Tony Mowbray. He's been pacing that technical area all evening long, arms folded, deep in thought.
Well, they've got 2 home games coming up against 2 of his former clubs, Blackburn and Sunderland, and they are really living off their home form at the moment. If they don't score here, it's 14 goals away from home in 16 games.
Yeah, they've lost 10, haven't they, previously? So if they lose tonight, 11 of 16 away games they'll have lost, and that is a dismal record. It surprises me that they've scored so few, because they've got so many talented attacking midfielders, loads of them. But for one reason or another, it's just not clicked.
Smith penalised for a nudge on Long here. It will be a free kick for Birmingham, just outside their penalty area. But of course they were fairly tight and conservative with a small C under John Eustace at times, and under Wayne Rooney I'm not quite sure what they were.
Well, they wanted to be bold, but they weren't good enough to be bold, because good teams just picked them off, and they left themselves so vulnerable. They were gifting goal after goal, so that stopped. I think Sheffield Wednesday have had to earn their goals tonight through good football. So I don't think you can criticise, individual mistakes that much for the goals. A lot of the play between both boxes has been good. It has been all about what they've done in and around the 18-yard box out wide, and in that regard they've been 4 out of 10 tonight, Birmingham City. 8
minutes to play. Sheffield Wednesday leading here on TalkSport 2 by 2-0. Sheffield Wednesday in a perilous position. Only Luton and Barnsley survived in 2020 after the same number of points at this stage of the season, and they were helped out by a points deduction from Wigan. So it just shows, if they do stay up, it really will be the great escape.
It's a crazy year though, isn't it, in the Championship? Obviously the top 4 amassing so many points. It feels like a pretty low tally might actually survive this time around, so all hope is not lost.
7 minutes to play. Free kick here for Sheffield Wednesday on this near side, following the challenge from Anderson, and Tony Mowbray shown the yellow card for having his say. Definitely yellow, not blue.
Oh, what nonsense that blue is. I was listening to TalkSport on the way up, and every manager basically saying, don't want that, bad idea. And Tony Mowbray's carrying on his protest here. He's got to be careful.
Jeff Eltringham, the 4th official,
could easily get a red here.
Gillingham have beaten Notts County by 3-1 in League 2. as the free kick is played high into the area by Volks. A Hickway challenging at the far post. Keshi Anderson gets there first, and Wednesday have a corner.
Yeah, it was a good ball in, and it fell to the far post. The Hickway is good in the air, we know that. He took up a lovely position. It's well defended, but yeah, Sheffield Wednesday very much on the front foot. Look, Birmingham City, everyone back. This is where Sheffield Wednesday want to be. Corner, they might even take a short one here. It feels a long way back now for the Midlanders. I think their race might be run.
And that win for Gillingham means they replace Notts County in the playoff places in League 2. Bannon with the corner. Driven in, headed away by Long, and volleyed back towards goal in spectacular fashion by Marvin Johnson, but it drifts a long way wide. Tony Mowbray clearly very unhappy with the way one or two things have gone, but I think that yellow card is much for frustration, a brooding feeling about the way his team have played here, as Volks will receive a yellow card himself here, the Wednesday midfielder, for a challenge on this near side on Keshi Anderson.
Yeah, it was a definite yellow card from Will Volks. Yeah, I think Mowbray's that's exactly it. The first half he would have been so frustrated that they end up behind, and it's just carried on. It's one of those exasperating nights for the Birmingham City boss, and he's taken out that frustration on the fourth official, and he's got to be careful he doesn't get a touchline ban. I mean, he wouldn't want to miss that one, would he? Blackburn next up, or Sunderland.
No, absolutely.
I mean, two games he would absolutely love to take 3 points from, because he was incredibly unlucky to lose both those jobs, in my opinion. Yeah.
Now Bierlich for Birmingham, swept wide by Jones towards the far side. But Wednesday win it back quickly, and they will try and break forward themselves with Gassama, but it's guided back by Bakuna. And it looks like Birmingham have gone to almost a back one now, Long with the two central defenders pushed into midfield as they chase this game late on. Anderson up towards the edge of the penalty area down the left. Buchanan will control. It's back towards Anderson. Excellent ball in for Tyler Roberts, but his cross blocked at the near post by a Hickway. It will be a throw into Birmingham on this near side.
Yeah, they're really going for it now.
4 minutes to play. Sheffield Wednesday leading by 2-0 as Roberts goes down, challenged on this near side by Valentine, and both players have stayed down. And there may be some treatment here as Christian Pedersen, the former Birmingham player, prepares to come on for Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah, he spent many seasons there, didn't he?
Remember him scoring in a second City derby against Villa at Villa Park once.
Yeah, left back that can play sort of left side, centre back. He'll enjoy coming on against his former club, and
he's on loan from Swansea. Did go to Germany after his time with Birmingham, played for Cologne. And this is the sort of change that Sheffield Wednesday will just be looking to make to wind down the clock, but I don't think Birmingham City are going to score if they play all night.
No, it does. You do get that feeling, and I think the fans inside Hillsborough tonight have been in good voice. Actually, I think they've enjoyed the second half, especially since that second goal. They've been able to relax and savour a rare win.
And Marvin Johnson takes the applause of the home crowd. It was a great cross in for the second goal at such a key time early in the second half.
Yeah, it really was. You practice those crosses, Nigel, in training. You almost program when it runs towards the byline. It's either a cutback or it's a dink to the far post. And when you've got a big guy like Ugbo in the team, the percentage play is that dink towards the far stick. Hang it up, they say, for the big man at the far post, and that's exactly what he did. And Ugbo obliged, and what a big goal that was.
James now for Birmingham, wide towards the far side. Peck. Bakuna takes over. Miyoshi just forced away from goal by the challenge of Ugbo, and he really has defended from the front as well. Now James, And Bakuna checks his run to stay onside. Miyoshi makes the run to the near post. Bakuna plays in a cross, which is absolutely woeful.
Well, Tony Mowbray, session sorted on Monday morning. Crossing.
Maybe tomorrow morning.
Yeah, it might be tomorrow morning. Weekend off cancelled, but yeah, they'll probably have tomorrow off. I would give them tomorrow off and bring them in Sunday maybe for an extra session. They don't deserve the full weekend off after some of the end product tonight. You know, there are things to work on. They've got to be a bit cuter. They've got to show a bit more imagination. I think more 1-2s in and around the box. Maybe a few more unpredictable runs from deep. They've been lacking.
And we are into the final 2 minutes here on TalkSport 2. And it's 2-0 to Sheffield Wednesday as one or two Birmingham fans begin to make the early exit. And there are just a couple of stewards who are involved behind that goal away to our left. Maybe a couple of Birmingham fans not happy with what they've seen, but
there's a few that have gone already as well.
Yeah, absolutely, more than a few. But if your team loses on a Friday night, it really does ruin your weekend.
Yeah, oh, good pass.
James with an excellent ball. Crossfield wide to the far side. And Bakuna needs to be a good cross this time. It's low in towards Miyoshi. It's back to Tyler Roberts. And the shot is blocked. And we are into a minimum of 8 more minutes.
Well, that'll give Birmingham hope. I wasn't expecting to see 8.
No. Now Buchanan on this near side. Tries to deliver a cross. He's closed down, but instead the shot will be fired in. It was an excellent effort from Paik. It was really moving, and once again Beadle makes a fine save.
Oh, that was terrific from Paik. Oh, we were right behind that, and it moved in the air, didn't it? Couldn't have hit it cleaner. That had Beadle interested. It's a good save.
Now Buchanan finding Anderson, and it's pulled further back to Long. Everybody back here for Sheffield Wednesday. Bakuna volley cross in towards the near post, and it's sliced behind by Bernard. It will be a corner kick to Birmingham, and they'll have seen the number of added minutes, and suddenly there's a bit more of a spring in their step at 2-0 down.
Yeah, and look, after these recent collapses, get one. Wouldn't be the surprise of the century if you get 2, and they do have time.
Miyoshi now fires the ball in from the short corner. It's repelled as far as the Japanese international. Now Miyoshi again, a deeper cross this time, glanced away by Ugbo. It will be another corner.
Yeah, just clinging on at the minute, having to absorb pressure. Sheffield Wednesday don't mind conceding corners, it's just stick ahead on it. Well, I will say Sheffield Wednesday are quite a big team.
Yes. The corner kick on this near side once again. Anderson will take it. A player who was relegated with Blackpool last season from the Championship. And it's his corner, flighted into the 6-yard area. Beadle comes and then retreats. It comes out to Bakuna, who hits it, and it wasn't too far wide. Another really good clean strike from Birmingham, but it fails to hit the target.
Oh, it's a scorcher from Bakuna. We've seen him score worldies for this club, and that would have been one of his best. It couldn't have been far away. We saw Beadle fling himself to his left. What a strike from 25 yards on the volley. That hit and the one from Paik. Well, unfortunate, I think, not to nestle in the back of the net. They have had over 20 shots now, Birmingham.
Yeah.
And nothing to show for it. That is
20 shots, 2 on target.
It's a horrible return, isn't it?
Shooting practice on Saturday morning as well.
Yeah, crossing the shoot. I mean, I used to quite enjoy crossing the shoot. I think everyone does.
You don't have to run.
Yeah, exactly.
And we are 2.5 minutes into the 8 added as James tries to lift it over the top to Stansfield. Stansfield turns around and said, look, I'm stood here, as the ball goes way over his head, and it will be a simple claim for Beadle again.
Interesting, isn't it? Singing the manager's name, Kenny Roll's name.
Well, I don't think that the fans who protested before kick-off have an issue with the manager or the players.
No, he's a really good manager. I think he's a good pickup from Sheffield Wednesday. You know, in fairness to the owner, they've recruited quite well in that regard.
Here is Roberts, though, coming forward now for Birmingham. His crossfield ball is cut out by Musaba. It breaks to Miyoshi on the edge of the box. He's closed down, though. Roberts sliding in. Does well to win it back from Musaba. Musaba, though, picks up the second ball, but then gives it straight to Anderson. Anderson now can break towards the edge of the penalty area, but he tries to slide the ball in towards the near post, and it's wide.
Another one to the tally. Another shot off target. We're looking at over 20 efforts off target here tonight, which is incredible, really. Good play. I mean, sloppy from Musaba. Anderson latches onto it, drives at the defence, hits it pretty cleanly, right foot. But I mean, the side netting's had some action tonight, hasn't it? So many efforts have gone into that part of the goal.
It is now getting very foggy here at Hillsborough. And Birmingham's minds are yet to clear. 4 minutes into added time, trailing Sheffield Wednesday by 2-0. This will be an 11th home defeat, but only a 5th home defeat for Sheffield Wednesday. And they will wake up tomorrow and suddenly things won't feel so bad at the bottom of the table. Roberts, good ball wide to the far side, taken in stride by Miyoshi, taking support, but it's wide towards Anderson. First time ball into the penalty area. Stansfield is there, pokes it towards goal. There's a real rugby scrum on the goal line, and eventually it's claimed by Beadle.
Yeah, I think it's official. They're not scoring tonight, Birmingham. That was a great move, actually, much better. What a touch from Miyoshi on the run. Just cushions the ball, and then they build it left, and for once it's a one-touch ball across the face of goal. It's hit lovely and early, and I think Stansford's going to score, but somehow the keeper and the defender smuggle it away from him, and the chance goes a-begging.
Long now for Birmingham, wide to the far side. Miyoshi plays it forward first time for Bakuna, who gets the ball caught under his feet. It dribbles out of play, and that is the cue for more Birmingham fans to leave.
Yep. 24 shots now, 3 on target. So they have got to that point of match what they did in the first half, Birmingham, but rarely has Beadle really been that tested.
Well, he's beaten away a couple of shots. There was the really good save from the double deflection, but the saves he's made from the long-range shots, they've been okay, but they're the sort of saves you would hope he would make.
Exactly. So he'll be chuffed with a clean sheet, especially after that wonder save in the first half. Real big moment in the match. So yeah, it's been a good night. Good night for Sheffield Wednesday. They've got the message across, the supporters to the owner, and they've also going to get the 3 points too.
Into the 97th minute, they still lead by 2-0. Smith has now been penalised for using his physicality too much on the edge of the penalty area, and it will be a free kick for Birmingham, and they go short. Here is James playing at the base of midfield now. He's had about 4 different positions during this game. Roberts, Anderson makes the run wide to the left hand side. Roberts will find him. Quickly forward again to Buchanan, but Musaba coming back to defend, and he will shepherd the ball behind, and it will be a goal kick.
Yeah, good attitude from Musaba. He'd have been gutted to have been left out tonight, but his attitude since coming on has been first class. It's not the first time he's got back and produced some good defending for his team. So yeah, look, Danny Rowe will be thrilled, I think, with the application of his players, the concentration, the organisation. They've, under duress really, they've kept their cool tonight. It's a step forward for them.
A long ball played forward by Beadle, headed away by Bielik. Smith now wrestling with Bielik. Smith goes to ground, and he's got the free kick, and this will surely be the final action of the game here on TalkSport 2. And Smith and Bielik just have words, and I don't think they were too cordial. And now Bielik going forehead to forehead with Smith, right in front of the referee as well.
Yeah, that's daft, isn't it? I mean, he can't do that. He deserves at least a yellow here, Bielik. I mean, we get the frustration, of course you do, but come on, can't do that.
Well, I think it will be a yellow card at least for Bielik. Yellow card for him. And Smith, I think, may have escaped. No, he gets a yellow card as well. And I'm not entirely sure why.
He gets a yellow card for leaving his forehead there to be struck by the other. It's absolutely undeserved for Michael Smith.
Well, it's a free kick, and we're into the 99th minute here. And that's it. Danny Roll punches the air. An extravagant celebration from him, and he will hope this is a turning point in Sheffield Wednesday's battle against relegation. Ike Ugbo with goals either side of half-time. Birmingham had so many chances, but never looked like scoring. And this, a crucial victory for the Owls. Full-time, Sheffield Wednesday 2, Birmingham City 0.